Respected viewers, dear family of dreamers, thank you for being here. Thank you for giving me your time, your attention, and your quiet hope that something in your financial life can change. Not loudly, not magically, but wisely. Let me begin with a question that may feel uncomfortable. Why is it that some of the smartest people you know, people with degrees, intelligence, talent, and hard-earned respect, still struggle with money? Pause for a moment. Because intelligence alone has never guaranteed wisdom, and money does not respond to intelligence the way exams do. Here is the quiet truth. Destiny is not decided by how smart you are, but by the decisions you repeat when no one is watching. Many brilliant minds lose money not because they don't understand numbers, but because they misunderstand themselves. And that misunderstanding is expensive. I have seen it again and again. A highly educated professional, earning well, respected by society, yet living paycheck to paycheck. A sharp business mind, able to analyze complex problems, yet making the same emotional money mistakes year after year. Why? Because money is not a math problem, it is a behavior problem, and behavior is driven by emotion, ego, fear, and impatience. Let me tell you a small story. A young man once came to me, intelligent, ambitious, confident. He believed his intelligence would protect him. He invested quickly, trusted his instincts too much, dismissed boring advice, chased clever ideas. For a while, it worked, and that success convinced him he was special. Then one bad decision came, followed by another, and suddenly intelligence turned into arrogance. He did not lose money because he was stupid. He lost money because he was certain. Certainty is one of the most dangerous emotions in finance. Smart people often believe they are exceptions to rules. They think discipline is for average minds and shortcuts are for the clever. But money punishes shortcuts without mercy. Another story. A woman with deep knowledge and a strong career. She understood interest rates, investments, planning. Yet she delayed saving, delayed investing, delayed restraint. Why? Because she believed she would figure it out later. Later is the most expensive word in personal finance. Smart people often overestimate their future discipline and underestimate today's temptations. They trust their intelligence more than their habits. But intelligence does not wake up early to save. Habits do. Intelligence does not say no to impulse spending. Character does. And here is the painful irony. The smarter you are, the easier it is to justify bad decisions. You can explain them, defend them, rationalize them. You can build beautiful stories around poor choices. And those stories feel comforting until the consequences arrive. Money does not care how intelligent your explanation was. It only responds to what you actually did. Smart people also suffer from another quiet trap. They confuse complexity with progress. They search for advanced strategies while ignoring simple truths. Spend less than you earn. Be patient. Avoid stupidity. Let time do the heavy lifting. These ideas sound too simple for smart minds, so they look elsewhere. But simplicity is not weakness, it is strength refined. Most wealth is built not by brilliance, but by avoiding obvious mistakes. Yet smart people often feel bored by boring wisdom. They want excitement, they want speed, they want to feel clever, and money quietly slips away. Let me say this gently. Being smart is a gift, but if you don't pair it with humility, it becomes a liability. The market does not reward intelligence, it rewards discipline, patience, and emotional control. And emotional control is where many smart people struggled the most, because admitting "I don't know" is harder for a smart person than anyone else. But those three words, "I don't know," have saved more money than any clever idea ever has. If you feel this message touching something inside you, that is not guilt, that is awareness, and awareness is the beginning of wisdom. I will pause here, because what comes next goes even deeper into ego, comparison, fear of missing out, and the silent ways smart people sabotage their own wealth. Smart people also struggle because they live in their heads, while money lives in the real world. Ideas feel clean, numbers on a spreadsheet feel controlled, but real life is messy. And smart people often believe they can outthink reality. They believe if they analyze enough, read enough, understand enough, they can avoid pain. But money teaches through pain. One of the most common traps is overconfidence. When something works once, the smart mind assumes it will work again. When luck helps early, intelligence takes the credit. And that is how small wins create big losses. I once watched a brilliant professional make money in a fast-moving investment. It wasn't skill, it was timing. But success has a way of rewriting history in our minds. He doubled down. He ignored warnings. He felt validated. Then the market changed, and the same intelligence that created confidence now created denial. He didn't exit when he should have. He kept explaining why he was right. Smart people don't panic easily, but they also don't accept mistakes easily. And money punishes denial more than ignorance. Another quiet enemy is ego. Smart people are used to being right. Money demands the humility to admit when you are wrong. But ego whispers, wait a little longer. Give it time. You were right before. Sometimes patience is wisdom. Sometimes it is just pride wearing a calm face. And the difference is expensive. Smart people also fall into the trap of comparison. They compare strategies, returns, lifestyles. They see someone earning more, growing faster, living larger, and they feel pressure to keep up. Not because they need it, but because they feel they should be capable of it. Comparison pushes smart people into risks they don't fully understand, because they believe understanding will come later. But risk does not wait for understanding. Another reason smart people make bad money decisions, they delay action. They wait for the perfect plan, the perfect time, the perfect clarity. But money rewards consistency, not perfection. While they wait, time passes, and time is the most powerful force in finance. You cannot analyze your way into compound growth. You must participate. Smart people often believe they can catch up later, but time does not offer refunds. And perhaps the most painful truth, smart people sometimes confuse income with wealth. They earn well, so they feel safe. But income is what you earn. Wealth is what you keep. High income with poor habits creates fragile lives. One job loss, one emergency, one bad decision, and the illusion of security disappears. Wisdom builds buffers. Ego builds lifestyles. Now here is the turning point. The moment a smart person stops trying to be clever with money and starts trying to be wise, everything changes. Wisdom says, I don't need to be right, I need to be safe. I don't need excitement, I need consistency. I don't need to impress, I need to endure. The truly wealthy are not smarter than everyone else. They are calmer. They make fewer decisions, but better ones. They avoid stupidity more than they chase brilliance. And that is not glamorous, but it works. We are not done yet. There is one final layer to this story, one that transforms intelligence into lasting wealth. And now we arrive at the deepest layer. This is where intelligence either matures into wisdom or quietly becomes its own enemy. Smart people often believe their biggest strength is their mind, but in money, your biggest strength must be your temperament. Because markets test patience, life tests discipline, and wealth tests character. One of the most damaging habits smart people develop is emotional attachment to ideas. They fall in love with a theory, a stock, a business, a plan. And once love enters the picture, objectivity leaves. They defend ideas instead of evaluating them. They seek confirmation instead of truth. Money does not reward loyalty to ideas, it rewards loyalty to reality. Another silent danger is complex justification. Smart people can always explain why a bad decision made sense at the time, and explanations feel like closure. But explanations don't repair balance sheets. What repairs wealth is reflection and the courage to change behavior. Smart people also underestimate boring repetition. They want progress to feel intellectual, but wealth grows through dull actions done consistently. Saving when it's not exciting, investing when it feels slow, saying no when you can afford yes. None of this feels brilliant, but all of it works. And then there is fear. Not the loud kind, but the quiet, respectable kind. The fear of looking foolish, the fear of being wrong publicly, the fear of missing out.
Smart people hate looking foolish, so they avoid admitting mistakes early. But in money, early embarrassment is cheaper than late regret. The wise exit early. The smart explain longer. Now listen carefully. Your intelligence is not your enemy. Your attachment to it is. The moment you stop trying to prove how smart you are and start protecting your future instead, money begins to behave differently. It becomes calmer, predictable, quiet. Wealth does not shout, it whispers. It grows slowly when you respect time, when you respect risk, when you respect your own limitations. The smartest financial move you can make is designing a life where you don't need to be smart every day. Simple systems, clear rules, fewer decisions. Because willpower gets tired, but systems endure. If this message feels heavy, good. That means it's honest. And honesty is the first step toward real change. We have now walked through all three parts, from intelligence to ego to wisdom. So before I continue any further, then let us end this journey quietly, truthfully, and with purpose. Beloved listeners, money is not a test of intelligence. It is a test of behavior. History is full of brilliant minds who struggled financially and ordinary minds who built extraordinary wealth. The difference was never IQ. It was discipline. Wealth grows when you stop trying to outsmart the world and start trying to avoid your own mistakes. It grows when you accept that emotions do not disappear, but they can be managed. It grows when you choose patience over excitement, clarity over complexity, and long-term peace over short-term pleasure. The truly wealthy understand something simple yet profound. You don't need to win every opportunity. You only need to survive every mistake. They build margin of safety in their finances and in their lives. They save before they spend. They invest with humility. They live below their means, even when they don't have to. And most importantly, they respect time. Because time, when treated kindly, becomes your greatest ally. If you are smart, be grateful. But if you want to be wealthy, be wise. Design your life so that good decisions are easy and bad decisions are difficult. Let your money work quietly while you live peacefully. Abundance is not loud, it is calm. And when your mind is calm, your future becomes rich. Now stay patient, stay humble, and let time do the heavy lifting.